Boker Tov, good morning. It's wonderful to be here together on this beautiful Monday morning, on this lovely Torah morning. Please do share a word of greeting with others who are with us here today as we prepare for another special day. Good morning, Joni. Wonderful to be here with you this morning. Sean, Boker Tov. And Thank you to everybody who's joining us. Again, please do feel free to add a word. Good morning, Sandra and Alan. As we say to one another, Boker Tov, welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai, Temple Sinai congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. I'm Rabbi Michael Dolgan, and it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this morning. Good morning, Annette. Wonderful to be here as part of the week of Parashat Vayetze, stories of Jacob and a reminder of the complex figure that he is in our tradition. Good morning, Sulang and Seymour and Phyllis, and to one and all. So let us now continue with a sense of gratitude. Let's join together in the translation of Asher Yatzar, which talks about the miracle of awakening each day. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. The word neshama, the soul, reminds us that in Hebrew, the breath and the soul are intimately connected, that even being inspired literally means having the spirit of the breath come in. And so it's very appropriate for to celebrate and to physically and spiritually feel that coming and going of the spirit of the breath. The dot in the end of a hey, in the end of words beginning in the second line, is a reminder to let that all the way out so that we can take a full breath and be fully inspired. Please join me in the Hebrew and then the English. Eloi neshama shenatata bi Torah hi, et havrata, et haitzarta, et hanefachta bi, et hameshamra bekirbi. כל זמן שהנשמה בקרבי מודה אני לפניך, אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותיי, ריבון כל המעשים, אדון כל הנשמות. ברוך אתה, אדוני, אשר בידו נפש כל חי, ורוח כל בשר איש. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. And let's join together on this Torah day of the reciting Lasok B'divrei Torah, reaffirming our commitment to learning the traditions of our people and having that additional lens on all of the learning that we do in our life. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. וערב נא אדוני אלוהינו את דברי תורתך בפינו ובפי עמך בית ישראל, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני, המלמד תורה על עמו ישראל. And we move immediately to a text from the rabbinic tradition to learn. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. Ashkamat bet midrash shacharit v'yarvit, to attend the house of study morning and evening. V'achnasat ochim, to welcome the stranger. Uvikur cholim, to visit the sick. V'hachnasat kala, to provide for brides and grooms. Udvayat hamed, to keep faith with the dead. V'yun tefillah, to pray with sincerity. V'hava'at shalom ben adam l'chavero, to make peace when there is strife, the Talmud Torah keneged kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. Well, let's continue on this Monday morning, on this Torah day, and join together in our Birchot HaShachar, in our blessings of the dawn, our blessings that remind us of who we are and our responsibilities in the world. The first one at the top of the next page is Matir Asurim, setting free the captive. Word has it that one more body is being returned from Gaza, which means there are two captive bodies to be returned. May they be returned very soon. We will affirm our commitment to them by reciting that blessing in both full Hebrew, half English. Please join me in the alternation beginning in Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan l'sechvi vina l'avchin ben yom uven laila. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, you have created me in the divine image. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben chorin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you have made me a Jew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa li kol tzorki. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you open the eyes of the blind. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you release those who are held captive. And in Hebrew, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Hebrew, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you maintain the balance of land and sea. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechin mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you surround Israel with strength. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, you give strength to the weary. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ha'ma'avir shena me'enai, utnuma me'af hapai. And in that spirit, we continue, having recited 18 Chai Brachot, to recite Shema Yisrael together, reminded that the word Yisrael, as we'll learn in next week's parasha, not this week's, becomes the name for our people, the name for Jacob, and therefore the name that unites all of the tribes together, a name of strength. And then strength comes from a unity without uniformity. Please join me in reciting Shema, and we'll chant the last paragraph of it together. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meodecha והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונדנו על ציצית הכנף בתיר תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטו אחרי לבבכם, ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Well, I appreciate you being with me and hopefully joining together in at least part of the chanting of that paragraph of the Shema. It's meaningful to encounter our tradition in so many different ways. And if you haven't had a chance to learn how to chant yet, our cantor Edelman Gershon, who was formally installed at a beautiful concert yesterday, is likely soon going to be teaching an introductory chanting course for those who don't yet have that opportunity. I mentioned when introducing the Shema that Yisrael, found in the blessings, and there refers to the people of Israel most commonly. It is a secondary name for Yaakov, for Jacob, after the wrestling that takes place. It has within it, these letters aren't obviously different in Torah writing without the dots. It has within it the word Yashar, which means straight or direct, whereas Yaakov, that has within it Ekev, to go around, refers to, in some descriptions, to the heel, but Laakov is to go around the back rather than to deal with something straight. And we all have within us that piece of us that goes straight at things, and that piece that takes a more complicated path. And Jacob is a very complicated individual. And the stories that we find of Jacob are very meaningful because he, from the beginning, is described as one who takes direction from his mother, even in moral circumstances, like being blessed by his father while wearing the clothes of Esau. And he is a strange character. He that's even, when as he's building his family later on, he marries both Leah and Rachel, and then we find in this week's parasha this very unusual story, a reminder that the Torah is no simple traditional document. This is the fourth traditional aliyah of this week's parasha, chapter 30 of Genesis, verse 13, and it says, "Vayelech Reuven bimei ktsir chitim." Reuven was walking during the time of year of the wheat harvest. V'yimtza dudaim basadeh, and he came upon some mandrakes. Dudaim, dudas, as I like to call them, mandrakes, but these are flowers that are known in other traditions as well to have a certain qualities that might be related to sexual performance or to reproduction. V'yavel tam Leah, Reuven, this is the oldest son of Leah, came upon these mandrakes, and he brought them to his mother, Leah. Vatomer Rachel el Leah, Tnina li miduda'e benech. And then Rachel sees them and says, who at this point does not have children, and says, "Please give me some of your son's mandrakes." And she says to her, "We don't have many conversations in Torah between two women. Was it not enough for you to take away my husband that you would also take away my son's mandrakes?" And Rachel replied, "I promise he shall lie with you tonight in return for your son's mandrakes." It does show how often when we have serious things to be upset with, we tend to sometimes only say them in this sideways manner. You took away my husband, and now you'll take my son's mandrakes. I think the first is more significant. Um, and Right, because Rachel married Jacob's second, Leah first. And Rachel replied, it doesn't just say, "I promise." The Hebrew says, "Vatoma Rachel lechen yishkav im imach halayla." Well, yeah, it just says, he will lie with you doesn't really say I promise. She says therefore. The translation is more direct in verse 16. Jacob came from the field in the evening. Leah went out to meet him. And she said, uh, uh, Elai tavo ki sachos chalticha badudae b'ni. You are to sleep with me. You are to come to me. Um, the implication is not just where he sleeps, but is sexual. You are to sleep with me, for I literally have hired you with my son's mandrakes. And what is Jacob's response? And he lay with her that night. And God heeded Leah, and she conceived and bore him a fifth son. Um, it's a really complex part of Torah and a reminder that Jacob has very strong moments, but he also has very weak moments as well. Moments where we would expect him to say something different, and in that moment, instead, he just goes along. And I think that's really a big lesson of the piece of becoming Israel rather than only Yaakov is not just going along, especially in critical moments, but having the courage to speak up and to speak out. We do so for all of our people, including those held hostage, but all those who are experiencing difficulty. And so we continue with bodies yet to be returned, hostage families yet to be released, with the words of Achenu, this traditional prayer. Achenu kol bet Yisrael, Achiotenu kol bet Yisrael, הנתונים בצרה ובשביה, העומדים בין בים ובין ביבשה, המקום ירחם עליהם, ויוציאם מצרה לרווחה, ומאפלה לאורה, ומשעבוד לגאולה, השתה בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ונאמר אמן. Our brothers and sisters, the whole family of Israel who are in difficulty or captivity, whether on land or at sea, may the ever-present one have mercy on them and bring them out from distress to comfort and from darkness to light, from subjugation to redemption, now, quickly, and soon. And we say together, Amen. Well, we remind ourselves that the war itself in Gaza is not over. That it is a ceasefire, but there's still great tension and constant violations of the ceasefire by Hamas. A condition of the ceasefire being them relinquishing their weapons, which they will not do easily, and may not do at all. And we pray that it won't be the IDF who will be required to remove those weapons from them, but they may yet. And we stand with all those who wear the uniform, who stand on guard for Israel and for us. Please join me in this prayer. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה רבקה לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ושאר מגיני עמנו העומדים על משמרתם. ישמורם הקדוש ברוך הוא ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, ישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם, ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות, לא יסוגו על חרב, ולא ימדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת כפנו ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד, ונאמר אמן. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand on guard for us. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury, and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or a fig tree, with none to make them afraid. Together we say, Amen. Well, we move from prayers of protection, we hope, for those who stand in guard for us, to prayers of healing and protection for all of us. but especially for those in need of strength and healing, those who are ill or injured or isolated or unwell in our immediate families or in our circle of family, friends, and community, near and far. For each of them, for all of them, for the names given to me and given to Temple, for the names placed in the chat in this and other services, for all in need, we turn to these words of refuah. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, אמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך אדוני אלוהינו להחלימם ולרפאותם, וישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה, ותרת שלום ונאמר אמן. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength. Reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. It's so meaningful to have this opportunity to be together, to connect and reflect. And now we take time to participate in this sacred activity of remembering, recalling those who died in recent days and weeks, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. During the period of Shloshim, the past 30 days, we extend our condolences to the families of Sheila Rose, Estelle Waldman, Jack Holtzman, Merle Snyder, Eva Samry, Marvin Barkin, Donna Bitterman, Ann Schwimmer, Miriam Snyder, Andrew Taylor. And we remember all victims of war and terror, including terror victim Naharon Cohen and victims of the war, IDF soldiers whose lives have been lost in the last 30 days, Itai Yavetz, Yona Ephraim Feldbaum, Yaniv Kula. And on Yahrzeit, on the anniversary of their deaths, on this fourth day of the month of Kislev, the 24th of November, 2025, we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Hi Scotty Barlin, Meyer George Drutz, Sylvia Feldman, Ruth Fink, Roy Gang, Ernest Glickman, Wolf Goodman, Jackie Kellman, Sima Kosher, Bertha Lapidus, Len Levine, Vera Schwartz, Gloria Sawson, Bertha Wilkes, Isaac Yalek, Sarah Zweig. Zichronam Levracha, may their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemeh rabba, ve'alma divra chiruteh ve'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayeh dechol bet Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv imru, Amen. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תשבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say amen. Well, Temple is grateful that contributions have been made. This morning, a contribution has been made to the Minion Fund by Marion and Stephen Feldman and family, observing Yahrzeit for Sylvia Feldman, and a contribution has been made to the Israel Special Projects Fund by Phyllis Johnston, observing Yahrzeit for Bertha Wilkes. Boker Tov, Boker O. We'll see you tomorrow.